Good morning, everybody. So I wanted to start out today by giving you your agenda. So I want to review some tools on WriterDuet and just show you some common mistakes I'm seeing in a lot of screenplays. So these are just things I've noticed across the board. And they are action versus scene heading and scenes that don't turn. So I'm going to explain what that means and how to fix it. Then I'll go into your PDF slides for climax and resolution. And this is the final lesson in screenwriting. Tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing whole story structure via Toy Story. So I'm going to kind of wrap everything up via Toy Story 4. I highly recommend that you watch Toy Story 4 tonight if you can. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. It is on Disney Plus. But yeah, I would definitely check it out. And then later this week, we're going to start on TV. So you're going to actually see some lectures coming up that explain TV. Now, you're only going to have one TV assignment, like one big assignment, but there's a whole lot of content within TV. So I definitely want to start that this week since we are in our final 2 weeks of school. And then finally this week, you have your final screenplays due on Friday. Now, pages 1 to 15. Now, some of your plays, I can already tell, are going to run over that limit, especially considering how we format the acts. So I will, I'll definitely accept plays that are longer, but just know that should the Georgia Film Academy continue with their screenplay competition, which I think they will, that will not be accepted. Anything over 15 pages will not be accepted with Georgia Film Academy. So I would really try to stick to that 15-page limit. All right. So on to our common mistakes in reviewing tools. So this first tool I want to review with you is how to export to a PDF on WriterDuet. And I've just done a little screen grab here so you can see. So this button, it is pointing to the menu, and this is where you can find everything. So like if your toolbar is not showing up on WriterDuet, it's probably because this is not pressed. So you would press this button, and that's your menu. And then if you're trying to get it to an export, the PDF, you would literally just press that there. And then the default visible is what you're going to select when you were exporting. And that is just going to make sure it's basically, it's going to save everything that you have, including your title page when you click that. So the search bar is a fantastic tool as well. So again, you would find that by clicking the three, like the menu button right here, going into your search menu and clicking in anything you need. So whether you need your tools, which is right here, so you click the little keyboard that gives you the tools, whether you're trying to find a title page or whether you're trying to find a PDF, it is all right here in the search. You can find everything. Okay, so let's go back to some common mistakes now. So first off, action versus scene heading. So I'm seeing a lot of people formatting wise switch these two. Actually, you're really getting the scene headings fine. Like that's usually not the problem. What's usually the problem is that you continue to write the action part formatted like a scene heading, which is wrong and it's confusing to look at. And I'm going to show you why. So I'm going to go into my own WriterDuet. So this is formatted correctly. So here's my slug line. And then here's my action. Now, if you notice, it's going to click from here to here. So watch. So here I am. It's highlighted. Then I'm going to jump down here. Oh, and it clicked to action. Now, what I'm seeing is basically people highlighting other things other than action right here. So for example, I'm seeing people put either continue to leave it on scene heading and it looks like this, or have it on shot and it looks like this. And it's just confusing. Like this is a very small amount of text, but when you get a lot of caps lock, it's just annoying for the eye to look at, okay? And it's not the right format. So just be really careful with that. So I'm going to turn this back to correct. Okay, so this is an example of somebody who used a shot. And again, it's like a lot of text is caps lock. And to me, it's very confusing to the eye. This is also something they taught us in dramatic writing school, that you want to avoid big chunks of text like this that are all caps lock. Okay, so that's just something to think about as you're moving through. All right, the other thing that people are doing is having a lot of dialogue in scenes that don't turn. So if you think back to when we were in school, we talked about scenes that turn. So scenes that moving from positive to negative or negative to positive. And also having a value through conflict. All right, now if your scene does not do these two things, they should not exist. Okay, so I'm seeing a lot of just like kind of like empty dialogue, and I think it's you're trying to fill space. But if you have mapped out your screenplay, honestly, there should not be anywhere you have empty space. You should be like fighting for every word because you're not gonna have enough space to write. That's how you should be feeling. So if you don't feel like I would really take a critical eye to each bit of your dialogue, each of your scenes, and if they don't do these things, again, like you don't need them. All right. Okay. So really quickly, let me get into climax and resolution. Now I'm going to put all of these slides on Google Classroom for you with this so you can review these, guys. There are some really great clips that are included with this. All right. All right, so what are you working towards this week? You are working towards the climax of your screenplay. All right, so the climax is it's really the major turning point, right? It's the major reversal. It's not necessarily full of noise and violence, although if you're doing an action movie, it probably is. So if you think back to The Lion King, it's the battle with Scar and Simba's defeating Scar. So it needs to be full of meaning. So, of course, that your hero is confronting or trying to get their need and also potentially fulfilling their want, although usually that comes later in the following action. Okay? So meaning, it needs to really, you need to harness that pathos, that heartstring, tugging at your heartstrings moment. And with Toy Story 4, it for sure happens, and I will go over that tomorrow. So this is Field of Dreams, and again, like, please watch these clips. This is so fantastic. If you've not seen this movie, please go back and watch it. This is Michael Haig on Climax and Resolution. He's a really famous screenwriter. And then here we are with our resolution. So it's really any material after the climax. And I think that I've gone over this, but really your resolution can be anywhere from like 30 seconds to a few minutes. But typically there's not much more than, especially like in a small screenplay, there's really not going to be more than a page probably after your climax. So plan carefully. Toy Story, that I'll talk about tomorrow, Toy Story 4, there is just a few seconds after the climax of the movie. And really what the purpose of the resolution is to tie up any subplots. So your B story, show the spread of any climactic event. So basically, like, what are the impacts of what happened in your climax? All right, you guys, that's really it for today. I apologize if that was choppy. I kid you not, I was probably interrupted about 50 times making this by numerous different things. So I hope your life is a little bit less chaotic than mine right now. And I hope that you're getting this stuff done. And you guys, please let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. We can do a Google Meet, anything like that. Definitely check out these slides, especially this one. Who doesn't love a good resolution from Disney? I mean, they're just amazing. So as you know, your assignment this week by Friday is to turn in those final pages. So you really want to make sure that you're turning in the final screenplay with pages 1 to 15. Again, if you go over, it's okay. Please make sure you have a title page. Go back and view the assignment and the videos where I show you how to make a title page if you are not sure, or reach out to me. All right, guys, have a good one, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.